All right, good morning. Oh man, it is Wednesday, May 28th, 2025, and I am up early so that I can get ready, do some puzzles with you guys, and then I am off to graduation. This is a fun day. It's a long-awaited day for some of these kids. Some of these kids they just barely scrape by and pass the across the finish line, and some kids are, oh my gosh, just excellent in the biggest sense, right? They excel in everything they do. I have had some kids in my class that are graduating right now. The student body president and the just like captain of the softball team and some big name kids, and I'm like, wow, I'm so proud of these kids, for all their accomplishments. Morning, John Marco. Yeah, I'm just super proud of them. Every year, right? We get all dressed up. I still haven't put my shirt and tie on yet. I just wanted to put a polo on to play with you guys. It'd be funny if I was in a shirt and tie today. That wouldn't make any sense. Just doing my puzzles. But once I'm done here, I'm going to go back in my room, throw a shirt and tie on, some nice khaki slacks on, and just go celebrate these kids. Now, my job at graduation is a little bit different because I'm not just going for my school in the morning, but then there's a midday one and a nighttime one. Yes, nighttime. It goes all the way into the night. Yeah, graduation. It's just a really fun celebration of how awesome these kids are. I forgot to turn my monitor on. Hold on. There's always something I forget every time I get onto one of these. Here, let's get there. Boom. Cool. Yeah, I'm just really proud of all of these kids. I don't know what I'm going to do when my own kids graduate. I'm going to have a meltdown because I'm super proud of all of them. Oh my gosh. Just it's a time to really be proud of all the accomplishments that they've made. It's really cool. And then they cross the finish line here, and then there are even bigger finish lines waiting for them in other parts of their life. So, oh, it's your birthday? Holy smokes, Jig, happy birthday. That's awesome. Here where I am, it's graduation day, and I am in charge of live streaming all of the graduations that are happening at the event center. There's going to be 3 of them, so I'm going to be there for about 12 hours today. I've brought a couple of projects I'll work on, but it'll be a while. All right, so I see, Chicago Pope. That's funny. All right, in the connections puzzle, we have Chicago, Pope, Moonlight, Bridge, Wheel, Rocky, Chain, Link, Bluest, Unite, Gladiator, Pedal, Join, Saddle, Scat, and Crash. Okay. Some of these feel kind of jazzy. I could be wrong here. Maybe I'm just kind of up in the night, but I see scat, like scat singing. I also see blues without the T. Huh. Is it a bunch of red herrings? Oh no. I'm going to fall for all of them, I'm sure. All right, saddle, chain, pedal, wheel. These feel like bicycle things. Oh, maybe saddle like the seat. Parts of a bike. Nice. Crash. Like a crash cymbal. Crash. Bang boom. Moonlight Serenade. Moonlight Sonata. Maybe link, bridge. Oh, unite and join. Things that come together. Connect. Good. Okay, so then what else? Bluest. Rocky. Rocky Balboa. Gladiator, Chicago. These are like movies, right? Aren't these movie adaptations of things? Sorry, my alarm just went off. There we go. Oops, I pushed the wrong button. There it is. Rocky, Chicago, Gladiator. Is there another one? Moonlight? Crash? Which one would be a likely movie title? We could try Moonlight. It's one away. Maybe it is Crash. Shoot. Okay, it's still one away, meaning that those two are correct, and then the others, like this, you know? Okay, so what about the opposite, right? Bluest. Oh, wait, I think I see it. I see it. Ska, pop, blues, and rock. These are music genres plus a letter. I know it. I took the words right out of my mouth. Music genres plus a letter. Ska, scat. I even said, do you remember I said, oh, these feel like jazz words. I see blues, but it has a T on it. Well, there's other ones. Pop, rock, and scat. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so what are these? Crash, Moonlight, Gladiator. These are movies, I know. Okay, best picture winners since 2000. That's a bit of trivia I don't know, I didn't connect with. We're going to keep playing these puzzles, but if you like what you see, give it a like and consider subscribing and do this every day. And I'll be able to do this in the morning a ton because of exactly what I just said. Today is graduation day, and later on today I'll head over to the event center to do this. And actually, I'm in charge of doing the live stream. It's neat because people from literally all over the world come watch. And I leave the chat on, and people will be like, cheers from, Chile, or from, the Polynesian Islands, or, it's so awesome to see just the amount of support that these kids have literally globally, all over the world. People watch this. It's just really, really cool. So it's not on this channel. It's on the school channel that I created. So yeah, if you're like, oh, I don't see any live stream. No, I just do puzzles here. Just come to me for puzzles. But if you want to see the school live stream, go find it yourself. I'm sure you could find it if you dig deep enough. It's there. Okay. Yeah, it is a global thing, but it is just it's a private thing. I mean, how often do you watch a graduation, right? Unless you have to. It's a rite of passage, not a Wednesday morning. Yeah, I even said at the start. Yeah, that's funny. I didn't fall for any of the red herrings. That's kind of funny. I'm privy to their tricks. I went, all right, what are they trying for here? These words seem to be completely out of the blue. What's the commonality? What are we trying to put together here? All right, stuff that accumulates on a bookshelf. Maybe dust. Maybe not. Maybe book. Another 4-letter word. Inside Out 2 emotion who's constantly glued to her phone. Oh, if I can remember how to spell it, though. Ennui. I think that's how you spell it. Snack for a squirrel. Nuts. N-U-T. That's. We'll come back to it. Fail. To fail informally. To flop. To. Again, let's come back to it. Crafters online marketplace. So I know this one is Etsy. Using sign language, say. For example, using sign language. I don't know. Oh, I do know that one. Uncle Sam, the patriotic symbol. Uncle Sam. What a tapir can grasp and manipulate objects with its snout? Really? Weird. Oh, I don't like that. Chances to play in a board game. Turns. Like one's fingers after using a leaky pen. Ooh, inky. Okay. Oh, a snack for a squirrel. Acorn. Duh. Fail informally. Flunk. Okay, so then what was the one we missed? Something about sign language. Oh, deaf. Yeah, deaf. Someone using sign language might be deaf. Yeah, for sure. Okay, that's funny. Dust is the stuff that accumulates on a bookshelf. Ennui is Inside Out 2's emotion, who constantly is glued to her phone. Snack for a squirrel, an acorn. Fail informally, to flunk. Thank goodness. Whoops. Thank goodness those kids that that are graduating today did not flunk. I had to flunk a few kids this last semester. More actually than I've ever had to do. Just crazy. The kids are usually on board and they're like, all right, let's get going. Let's do it. And then, like, I don't know what happened. Some of these kids, I'm like, get on the wagon, guy. But they didn't. Some of them. Most of them are awesome. And yet some of these kids, I'm like, I would never write a letter of recommendation for you. I can't recommend you. I've never seen you. Some of them, I've never even put you on my roll. How can I recommend a kid I've never seen before? This is crazy. So yes, some of the kids I flunked. Crafters online marketplace, Etsy. Uses sign language. Yeah, someone that uses sign language might be deaf. Yeah. Or if you are deaf, then you for sure use sign language. I actually have, I know a lot of people, some of my students, some of my kids' friends and stuff that are not deaf but know sign language just as a means of communication. It's really cool. Uncle Sam, patriotic symbol, Uncle Sam. What a tapir can grasp and manipulate objects with their snout. That's crazy. Connections trick. If there's a category in which all four words are super close to each other, that's a red herring. Yeah, it's probably true. Gianmarco hit it on the head. Yeah, it might be a red herring. If it's too good to be true, it might be. Either that or it's a yellow category and I should have just guessed it. I know sometimes I go, well, that's the red herring. I'm not going to guess that. And then that's the most obvious category. All right. Turns are chances to play on a board game. Like one's fingers after using a leaky pen. Inky. Oh, I had an inky pocket a couple days ago. I was signing yearbooks with a pretty inky, like, fine tip marker pen. And I had a cap for it. I put the cap on each time after I signed, but for some reason I didn't put the cap on between two kids, and I shoved it in my pocket, and there was like an ink trail going down my chest into my shirt pocket, and then at the bottom of the shirt pocket where it had like kept delivering ink. Oh, I was so frustrated. Luckily it came off. I used this great little soap called, what is it called? Zote soap. I think it's Zote. It's like a bar, and you scrub the bar on and then scrub it real good with an old toothbrush or something, and it came right off. I was lucky. Yeah, I know when they do 4 in the first row. Like lions, tigers, bears, oh my. I was like, there's no way. There is no way. And then it was, and I was a little miffed, actually. I was like, are you serious? I wasted all these guesses, and it really was that. Yeah, I mean, the game I've been reading the Hunger Games with my kids, I told you that. But I have come to know in a dystopian society like ours that the game makers are truly in charge. Right? All right. Well, I'm going to dip out of the chat for a little bit so that I can just focus on this puzzle, my silly personal rule. If you guys want to sort of, talk about answers in the chat, if you haven't done the puzzle yet, that's fine, but I will not be looking at it. I want to just sort of productively struggle through it myself. Okay. What if we started with... I don't know. How about plant? No way. Okay, it's a P word. Yesterday, I remember yesterday was sport, and I had all yellows until the 4th. Or did I get it on the 3rd? I think I did the 3rd yesterday. I didn't take a screenshot of it. Callie always makes fun of me because I take screenshots. Let's see. Plant. So then let's come up with a non-intersecting word like... How about roids? Why is that a word? Like steroids. Roids, like roid rage. Honestly, I don't even need a 3rd because look, I've got all 5 letters there. So we know that it's a P, it's an O. And then what? Oh, here's one. Polar. Don't you think? Polar. No, it's got to be polar. Okay. Hot dog. Well, this is what, 2 days in a row that we've done it on the 3rd? That's awesome. Okay, that feels good. That feels good. So I tried, and I don't have a strategy word. Like I go to, you guys have been watching for a long time. You know, I just sort of like come up with a 5-letter word. Sometimes it's like in honor of a word that was in here. You know, maybe I could have said acorn or something, right? A 5-letter word. And it just so happened I said plant, and it gave me the P. How lucky. It was a P word today. I was thinking either plant. What was the other word I was going to say? Ploys or point or something. I don't know. I just had it in my head that it was a P word. That's cool. That's cool. And then the L and the A are somewhere. And then roids. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I remember that. Jean-Marco, you are absolutely right. Only signed with a pencil. Oh, that would be so sad. And then it would like wipe away after a couple years. Maybe. Maybe not. It just wouldn't feel the same. Every time I sign somebody's yearbook, I sign it, usually with like a really inky, you know, fine tip Sharpie or something. And then after I write it, I will like blow on it, right? To make sure it doesn't stick to the next page over. I've signed yearbooks for long enough that I know those kind of waxy pages, once you write in them, if you immediately close the book, it's going to stick to the other page, right? It's going to like imprint on the other page. And so I just give it a little blow, right? And then and then it doesn't stick. So, all right. Well, good. Roids. I went into that pretty much thinking, gosh, they're not going to allow this. Roids. Like, that's not a word. That's steroids, right? Steroids is the full word. But apparently, they allowed it. So, plant, roids, and then I had all 5 letters. And we tried polar. That's cool. Polar Express. Polar bear. Brother bear. Okay. And then... are we doing this, Strands? Come on. Come on. There it is. Okay. My internet connection is acting a fool this morning. All right, so let's play the Strands, sort of like a word search, except they don't give you the answers, and the words can go in any direction, snaking around. Today's theme is top contenders. Top contenders of boxing, of... Top contenders. There's 6 words, so 5 words in a spangram. I see the word winner right here. Okay. All right. Maybe we're on to something there. Yeah, Strands was tricky yesterday. Callie LOL'd out loud. I said, oh, games. I'm reading Hunger Games. And literally that was one of the answers. Hunger and then games, 2 separate things. And then what was the other one I've read? Oh, Animal Farm. And then the one I haven't read, which sounds fascinating, is The Handmaid's Tale. Okay. Title. Oh, I wonder if the... Do you think this is the span... Oh, it's not. Oh, it goes all the way across, but it's not the spangram. Interesting. Here I see another one. Victor. Victor. Top contenders. The winners. I see finish. Okay, so we've got 3 of the 6. I see a word, but I don't know how to get there. Fine. I see finalist, but I don't see how to get there. Because if I go this way, I can't get to the N. Is yeah, it's F-I-N-A, but I can't get to the A. It's not going to happen. He says it's not going to happen, so it's not going to happen. Final. Don't you see the word finalist right there? But I guess a finalist isn't a top contender. Champ. I see oh, no, if I spell it right. Champ. There it is. Finish. Maybe this is the spangram. Oh, I see it. Finish. Strong. Cute. All right, and then there's one more here. Oh, here it is. Medalist. Not finalist. Boy, that one took me for a loop. Looking for the word finalist. It was not there. All right. Well, we're going to keep working on these puzzles, but if you like what you see, give it a like and consider subscribing. I do this every day, so I'll just come right into your feed and we'll have a party every morning. We'll get to do these puzzles together. Doesn't care if you're young or old or speak English or what. We're just here to have fun, so enjoy. I did find recently that a lot of people that watch my streams, just in general, just want to watch to sort of hear a native English speaker speak English from the U.S., right? United States. I have a very United States accent. I do not have a Southern drawl. I do not have a Cockney accent or anything. I just have sort of a good intercontinental accent. It's not country or East Coaster or anything. Even though I grew up on the East Coast, people always ask me, "Hey, where's your New Jersey accent?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't do that." If I had any accent, it would be really close probably to either Philadelphia accent or probably a New Yorker accent. No, I'm very conscious of my diction, right? The way I pronounce things. I think that's definitely the family I grew up in. Everyone was very conscious of the way they spoke and stuff. It's just mindful. You're trying to be mindful in life, right? Don't live mindlessly through life. You want to be mindful. Don't be a zombie through life, right? And so I grew up being very mindful of my manner of speech. Can you do a y'all with a Southern accent? I actually do have quite a bit of family that lives in the South, and they do say y'all. We'll even text each other, and they'll say y'all in the family text. So it's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah, we all tried to make finalist happen, but it was not meant to be. I keep having these like pop-ups that come up. It says we're verifying Microsoft Excel. And I'm like, I'm not even using Microsoft Excel. Why are you doing this? All right, today's theme was top contenders. Finish strong. There it is. And we were all looking for finalist, but NAL was not there. Finalist. Nope, not going to happen. So title holder, and that very well could have been the spangram too. Look, it goes all the way across. Title holder. And then victor, champ, medalist, and of course winner. Nice. And we are waiting for the letterbox to wake up. Okay, so letterbox today. We're trying to solve in 4 words, which hopefully means these are easier letters. And off the bat, I already see an ING. I think we're going to be fine. Oh, there's even CK. What could I do there? Okay, let's familiarize ourselves with the puzzle before we just go diving into it. DKNGLOITCRO and A. So there's no S in the puzzle. There's no E in the puzzle. Interesting. And off the bat, all the things that I'm thinking of have an E in them. There's no Y. If there was a V, I could say gallivanting. Gallivanting. Well, I mean, gallant is a word, right? We could say gallant. Oh, I can't do trick because I and C are on the same side. I can't do RA because R and A are on the same side. How about tacking? Whoops. NG. There we go. Tacking. That's a word. And then with the G, how do we finish this off? Can't do world because O and R are on the same side. Oh, there's no E. Right? Like if there was an E, I could say godlike. L-I-K-E. I mean, I could just say God. That's fine. And then okay, I like the words that I have right now, but I don't like the direction I'm headed with them. That's funny. Gallant and tacking both start and end with the same letters back to back. I'm going to write it down. Gallant And tacking. Okay, so where could we go with this then? Here, let's... I should have written down what I had left here. You know what I could do? Look at this. Tackling. Haha, we had an L to it. Tackling. That doesn't have an E. We're trying to fight back against the fact that there's no E. And we've used all of those letters before. Even if I say gallant here, G-A-L-A-N-T, all of those letters have been used. So it's a good word, but maybe we just kind of need to, like, think of something else, you know? I see a word in Portuguese, girando, to spin, spinning, girando. I guess I couldn't do ND. It's not even in English, though, so I'm down a rabbit hole. I could say gaudy. I think that's with the U, though. Oh, almost gantry. Like a gantry lift. Okay, what do we have left? We actually don't have that many letters left. So having... Let me write this one down. Tackling. And then that leaves us the D, the O and R, and W. It's tricky where there's no S. And no E either. Okay, I could see that. Ring. Let's start with ring. I like that. W-R-I-N-G. Here, I'll be fancy. Ringing. And then... gallant. That was the word I started with. Gallant. And then tacking. There we go. And then boom. Just like that. God. If there was an E, I could have said godlike. That's okay. Nice. So ringing. Had to one-up you on that one. I couldn't just take your answer. Ring. So ringing. G for gallant. And then T led us to tacking. Those are kind of the two core words I put on there to begin with. And then God. But then we just needed something at the beginning. So thanks for reverse engineering that idea there. That works. Okay. And then yesterday's puzzle was subculture and emoji was the most efficient way to solve that one. Subculture and emoji. I didn't even write down any words, so I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but it was not that. It was not. I remember having a hard time with the J. I don't remember how I reconciled the J, but it was not subculture and emoji. I can tell you that much. All right. Well, if you like what you see today, give it a like. Consider subscribing. We're going to go through and just recap all of our answers here. Starting with the connections puzzle, you can see I do them in rainbow order down below on that graphic. That was not on purpose, by the way. I just started doing the puzzles in this order, and I was like, oh, the theme color of connections is kind of purple, so I'll make it there. And then the mini crossword is this blue, and then green for Wordle, and then, right? And it just so happened that all of these kind of lined up as like rainbow order. So when I go through them, you can see in the bottom left corner there, whoops, well, it's going to look weird if I do it here, but it looks right for each puzzle, right? The orientation of each puzzle here. So it's like, purple, and then we go to blue, and then we go to green, and then we go to yellow, and then letterboxed is this kind of reddish color. It just so happens to work out really nicely in that color palette. This is kind of funny. All right, I am very soon on my way to graduation, but first let's go over the puzzles again. The green category in the connections was parts of a bike. There's the chain, the pedal, the saddle is where you sit, and then the wheel. My bike has a very comfy saddle, not one of those little like ride up your butt saddles. The seat. Connecting, right? Connect, to bridge, to join, to link and unite. That was the yellow category. And then I'm a little surprised that I saw this one next, but I don't know. Here I am. Music genres plus a letter. In fact, I know how I did it. It doesn't take me by surprise. I saw a couple of what I thought were maybe movie titles or something, right? Gladiator, Chicago, and then I guessed, what was it, Rocky, right? Gosh, that was another. You're right. This was absolutely full of red herrings today, wasn't it? But then I was like, there's a strategy you can use where you're like, okay, if I have 8 of them and I'm not sure about 4 of them, then I can see, okay, what's not selected, and like, is there a theme with these other ones? And then maybe it's like, oh, I need to switch these two, which is what popped out. I had eight words left, and I'm like, what? How are these connected? And I saw bluest, Pope, Rocky, and scat, which are music genres plus a letter. So bluest would be blues, pop for Pope, Rocky is rock, of course, and then scat becomes ska. Okay, 2 things about this. First off, there is a great song in Brazil that was made right around, I guess, 2000s or so, maybe even earlier, but a famous MTV acoustic set from Engenheiros do Havaí, the Hawaiian Engineers. It's a weird band name, I know. But the opening song of this MTV live acoustic set is called O Papa é Pop, which is like the Pope is pop, which doesn't make any sense. It's very nonsensical. The whole, a lot of what they sing about is very nonsensical. But that's kind of the poetic beauty of it. It's really nice. It's playing on the connection between those 2 words, pop and Pope. It's funny. And then the other story I was going to tell you is that my band leader, my big band leader, she's awesome. She's so cool. But we spent a good long part of a practice where we should have been playing music for sure, but teaching her what ska music is. We were sending her videos of like all of our old, favorites and stuff from the early 2000s. Let's see. Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and Goldfinger and the Aquabats. We were just, we sent all sorts of, super rad. We were sending all sorts of, ska music to her so she could understand what it was. And for someone that plays, the instrument, one of the instruments in a ska band, I'm surprised that she's never heard of ska, but, that's all right. It's just funny. And then the blue category there was Best Picture winners since 2000. Chicago, Crash, Gladiator, and Moonlight. That's what was left. They just sounded like movie titles, so I'm glad I guessed those in that category. All right. I've got like an itch on my... I was out weeding yesterday, and I think I got bit by a couple of bugs. All right, the mini crossword today, that was a pretty fun one. We did it in just under 2 minutes, 1 minute and 59 seconds. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Dust. Let's see. What was that? Stuff that accumulates on a bookshelf. Dust. Inside Out 2 emotion who's constantly glued to her phone. Ennui. It's a tough one to pronounce. Snack for a squirrel. Acorn. Fail informally. To flunk. I had to flunk a couple of kids just barely. I posted my grades on Friday this last week. And more than ever, I failed. It's not that I failed them. They failed me. I was a little disappointed how many kids just didn't put the effort in. There was no effort put in, so I didn't reward them for it. Let's see. And I should say I'm focusing on the negative. Along with them, hundreds and hundreds of kids that did very, very well, right? That got A's and B's and some C's. And then some that just barely scraped by with a D. But sadly, I did have to fail quite a few kids this year. And I would call myself a fairly liberal grader. I do take a look at what they do and I judge it. But if they show that they are understanding the concepts, I mean, that's the whole idea of proficiency-based learning. You say, yep, did they master this skill? Yes, they mastered the skill. Okay, cool, check that off, you know. But some of them didn't even show up. Some kids I didn't even have on my roll this year. Like, literally, they were on my roll, but not on my seating chart. One kid in the middle of the quarter came to me and was like, hey, so I just realized that I had your class. And I'm like, really? Really? How do you not know that you're in my class? And then come to find out, this kid sent the exact same email to my friend, the drawing teacher. And I'm like, okay, you're trying to pull a fast one on us. No. I had zero leniency for that one. I was not happy about that. Pulling trying to slip the wool over our eyes. I did not appreciate that. I think you had to do a credit recovery or something. It didn't turn out good. Let's see. Crafters Online Marketplace, Etsy. Using sign language, let's say. Someone that's deaf. Uncle Sam, patriotic symbol. What a tapir can grasp and manipulate objects with their snout. I was going to look that one up, actually. Tapir snout. Oh, what? No way. Check this out. Apparently they can like manipulate things with their snout. Look at that nose. What a schnoz, guys. Good heavens. Wow. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Tapir can grasp and manipulate objects with their snout. Chances to play on a board game. That's turns. Like one's fingers after using a leaky pen. Inky. Oh. That's not a good one. There we go. Inky pen. I keep accidentally hitting the wrong buttons today. Okay, one button that I did not get wrong is pushing the Wordle button in 3 guesses. I was able to get this in 3 guesses today. So I started with the word plant, and lucky me, there was a P at the beginning. And then it gave me the L and the A in the wrong place. And then I tried for a non-intersecting word, a word that doesn't use any of those first 5 letters, which was roids. Like steroids, right? The short term for steroids. Roids. Oh boy. And that gave me all 5 letters. Super lucky. And then that was polar, right? There's only kind of one orientation for those letters, and it was polar. Nice. All right, the strands today. That was a fun one. Top contenders, all about finish strong. You can see the spangram right there, finish strong. And the first one I saw was winner. I saw winner right there. And then I saw title holder, and I thought because it goes all the way across, it must be a spangram. It wasn't. There's another one that goes all the way across. Title holder, victor, champ, medalist, and winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And then we finished off strong. There it is, finished strong. We finished off with letterboxed. and we came up with the middle letters first, and then I sort of reverse engineered it with the help of Callie, of course. We said ringing, and then the G led us to that word gallant that I came up with, and then T for tacking or tackling, either one. I could have done either, and then God at the end. Good, good, good. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys. I need to jet. I need to run off, grab a couple of things that I need to do this live stream at the school. I need to go to the school and then go to the event center for this live stream. I'm just really proud of those kids. You know, they do a lot to represent our school, to just, you know, be genuinely good people. It's just really awesome. So, yeah, I'm real proud of those kids. And yeah, they've come a long way. They've come a long way, these kids that are graduating. It's pretty awesome. All right. Well, like I said, if you like what you saw, give it a like. Consider subscribing. We do this every day. And so I'll come right into your feed whenever I do this. I'll be doing this in the morning now that graduation is happening, and I'll have my summer to myself. I'll just wake up early like I always do and do some puzzles with you guys. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for a great stream. Thanks for a fun chat. And thanks for finishing strong. And I'll catch you on the next one. See you guys.